Aloha all, Michael here. Today I am going to talk about the religion of psychology. So, religion is a word that simply means devotion to something of a divine nature. And if we can understand the intention of the meaning of the word, then we can take it a step further and realize that anything can be a religious practice. If you are devoted to anything to the point of where you can see and feel and understand the spiritual or divine nature of it, then it becomes a part of your reality. So, with psychology, which is the study of human behavior and our relationship that we have with our psyche, and how emotions and other states of being affect us, then what we can do with the religion of psychology is understand that it is a devotion to becoming more aware of our thoughts and our thought processes and our abilities to use those thoughts in conjunction with our imagination so that we can create anything that we wish. So it really, like everything, comes down to interactions that we have with other humans, other beings, and other things. Everything that we experience is a type of interaction. And interactions are really a form of communication. So when we look at things from a standpoint of communication, we place ourselves in a position of becoming more aware more efficiently because we're not stuck in this idea that we have to be afraid of something. So it's more about better understanding one another by facing these things that maybe we have fears or lack of clarity or confusion while we're trying to better understand them. So if we can reduce the confusion by becoming more clear, then we can better understand things more efficiently. So, in regards to our thinking, we really are binary encoded beings. We get stuck on this idea of being prisoners of a simulation when we really are participating players. We're willing participants in this human experiment, or we wouldn't exist. Nobody is here against their will. Nobody has to remain alive if they do not wish to. So, with computer binary encoded language of ones and zeros, we don't have to look at it as being one true, zero false, or even on or off. It can be becoming, being, cause and effect, thinking, feeling. And there's really no limit to what quality we can attach to a one or a zero. It's really up to us. So if we look at things as good or bad, then are we more apt to pursue only good and deny the usefulness of things that we deem as bad? Well, sure. And that's what we do when we are remaining ignorant and unwilling to better understand why something exists. So if we can reorder our thoughts in a way that allows us to control the flow of information and become more informed at our own pace, then really what happens is we dictate what it is that we can learn and will learn through the determination of our own wills. So we become more certain about things that make sense to us because we accept what it is that they are communicating as being useful knowledge. And instead of remaining in a state of confusion, of anxiety or fear or worries or doubts, what we can do is dial up the degree of consciousness, increase our rate of consciousness, which is our power. When we're more powerful, we're more peaceful because we're more clear as we receive the message. If we are honest with ourselves and we are intending to become more aware, when we seek the truth, then we will allow ourselves to accept level after level and layer upon layer of these truths, and that expands our awareness. So it is really part of our consciousness, and our consciousness can be separated into the mind-body problem, and it really is not a paradox after all, because our brain is a physical manifestation of our consciousness, and it is a part of the processing center of our physical bodies. And when we understand how all of these experiences are used to process all of that information, we can become more aware of our consciousness and more conscious of our awareness. And remember that it's a conversation between the two. So, know thyself. Pay attention to how you're currently feeling, and remember that you can order new thoughts so that you can create the reality that you wish to experience. You don't have to suffer needlessly in any way, shape, or form unless you remain unaware of why you exist in the first place. No matter what happens, no matter what thoughts occur to you, when you remember why you exist, everything else becomes more clear. So, with that, peaceful thoughts, peaceful actions, peaceful feelings. Namaste.